Julius Caesar, Act 1.
Hence, home, you idle creatures, get you home. Is this a holiday? What know you not? Being mechanical, you ought not walk upon a laboring day without the sign.
Where is thy leather apron and thy rule? What dost thou with thy best apparel on? You, sir, what trade art thou?
Truly, sir, in respect of a fine workman, I am but, as you would say, a cobbler.
But what trade art thou? Answer me directly.
A trade, sir? That I hope I may use with a safe conscience, which I is indeed, sir, a mender of a bad soul.
What trade, thou knave?
Nay, I beseech you, sir, be not out with me. Yet if you be out, sir, I can mend you.
What mean'st thou by that? Mend me, thou saucy fellow.
Why, sir, cobble you.
Thou art a cobbler, art thou?
Truly, I am indeed a surgeon of old shoes. When they are in great danger, I recover them.
Wherefore art not in thy shop today? Why dost thou lead these men about the streets?
Truly, sir, to wear out their shoes, to get myself into more work. But indeed, sir, we make a holiday to see Caesar and to rejoice in his triumph.
Wherefore rejoice? What conquest brings he home? What tributaries follow him to Rome? To grace in captive bonds, his chariot wheels, you blots, you stones, you less than senseless things. O you hard hearts, you cruel men of Rome, knew you not Pompey? And do you now put on your best attire? And do you now call out a holiday? And do you now strew flowers in his way that comes in triumph over Pompey's blood? Be gone, run to your house, fall upon your knees, pray to the gods to intermit the plague that must light on this ingratitude.
Go, good countrymen, and for this fault, assemble all the poor men of your sort. Draw them to the Tiber banks and weep your tears. Into the channel till the lowest stream. Do kiss the most exalted shores of all.
All the commoners exit.
Go you down that way towards the Capitol. This way will I. Disrobe the images if you do find them decked with ceremonies.
May we do so? You know it is the feast of Lupercal.
It is no matter. Let no images be hung with Caesar's trophies. Out about and drive away the vulgar from the streets. So do you too, where you perceive them thick. These growing feathers plucked from Caesar's wing will make him fly in ordinary pitch. Who else would soar above the view of men and keep us all in servile fearfulness?
They exit in different directions. Scene 2. Enter Caesar, Antony for the course, Calpurnia, Portia, Decius, Cicero, Brutus, Cassius, Casca, a soothsayer. After them, Marullus and Flavius, and the commoners.
Caesar, my lord.
Forget not in your speed, Antonius, to touch Calpurnia, for our elders say, the baron touched in this holy chase, shake off their sterile curse.
I shall remember. When Caesar says, do this, it is performed.
Set on and leave no ceremony out.
Caesar.
Ha! Who calls?
Let every noise be still. Peace yet again.
Who is it in the press that calls on me? I hear a ton shriller than all the music cries, Caesar, speak. Caesar is turned to hear.
Beware the Ides of March.
What man is that?
Soothsayer bids you beware the Ides of March.
Set him before me. Let me see his face.
The soothsayer comes forward.
What say'st thou to me now? Speak once again.
Beware the Ides of March.
He is a dreamer. Let us leave him.
Will you go see the order of the course?
Not I.
I pray you do.
I am not gamesome. I do lack some part of that quick spirit that is in Antony. Let me not hinder, Cassius, your desires. I'll leave you.
Brutus, I do observe you now of late. I have not from your eyes that gentleness and show of love as I was wont to have. You bear too stubborn and too strange a hand over your friend that loves you.
Cassius, be not deceived. If I have veiled my look, I turn the trouble of my countenance merely upon myself. But let not, therefore, my good friends be grieved, nor construe any further my neglect than that of poor Brutus, with himself at war, forgets the shows of love to other men.
Tell me, good Brutus, can you see your face?
No, Cassius, for the eye sees not itself, but by reflection by some other things.
That you might see your shadow, I have heard where many of the best respect in Rome, especially immortal Caesar, have wished that noble Brutus had his eyes.
For what dangers would you lead me, Cassius, that you would have me seek into myself for that which is not in me?
Therefore, good Brutus, be prepared to hear, and since you know you cannot see yourself, as well as by reflection, I, your glass, will modestly discover to yourself that of yourself which you yet know not of.
Flourish and shout.
What means this shouting? I do fear the people choose Caesar for their king.
I, do you fear it? Then must I know. I think you would not have to it so.
I would not, Cassius, yet I love him well. But wherefore do you hold me here so long? What is it that you would impart to me? If it be aught toward the general good, set honor in one eye and death in the other, and I will look on both indifferently. For let the gods so speed me as I love the name of honor more than I fear death.
I know that virtue to be in you, Brutus, as well as I do know your outward favor.
I do believe that these applauses are for some new honors that are heaped on Caesar.
Why, man, he doth bestride a narrow world, like a colossal, and we petty men walk under his huge legs and peep about to find ourselves dishonorable graves. Men at some time are masters of their fates. The fault, dear Brutus, is not in our stars, but in ourselves. We are the underlings. Brutus and Caesar. Caesar. Why should a name be sounded more than yours? Write them together. Yours is a fair name. Sounds them. Its doth become the mouth as well. Weigh them. It is heavy. Conjure with M. Brutus. Will start a spirit as soon as Caesar. Now in the names of all the gods at once, upon them what meant doth this our Caesar fed, that he is grown so great.
That you do love me, I am nothing jealous. What you would work me to, I have some aim. Till then, my noble friend, chew upon this. Brutus had rather be a villager than to repute himself a son of Rome. Under these hard conditions as this time is like to lay upon us.
Enter Caesar and his train.
The games are done, and Caesar is returning.
What hath proceeded worthy note today?
The angry spot doth glow on Caesar's brow, and all the rest look like a chiding train.
Casca will tell us what the matter is.
Antonius.
Caesar.
Yon Cassius has a lean and hungry look. He thinks too much. Such men are dangerous.
Fear him not, Caesar. He's not dangerous. He's a noble Roman, and well given.
Would he were fatter, but I fear him not. Yet if my name were liable to fear.
Caesar and his train exit, but Casca remains behind.
You pull him by the cloak. Would you speak with me?
Was the crown offered him thrice?
Aye, marry was it, and he put it by thrice, every time gentler than the other, and at every putting by, mine honest neighbours shouted.
Wait, will you sup with me tonight, Casca?
No, I am almost forth.
Will you dine with me tomorrow?
Aye, if I be alive, and your mind hold, and your dinner worth the eating,
Good, I will expect you.
do so. Farewell both.
He exits.
Blunt fellow is this grown to be. He was quick mettle when he went to school.
So is he now in execution of any bold or noble enterprise. However, he puts on this tardy form, this rudeness in a sauce, to his good wit, which gives the man stomach to digest his words with better appetite.
And so it is. For this time I will leave you. Tomorrow, if you please to speak with me, I will come home to you. Or, if you will, come home to me, and I will wait for you.
I will do so. Till then, think of the world.
Brutus exits.
Well, Brutus, thou art noble. Yet I see thy honorable metal may be wrought from that it is disposed. Therefore, it is meet that noble minds keep ever with their likes. For who so firm that cannot be seduced? Caesar doth bear me hard, but he loves Brutus. If I were Brutus now, and he were Cassius, he should not humor me. I will this night in several hands in at his windows throw, as if they came from several citizens, writing all tending to the great option that Rome holds of his name, wherein obscurely Caesar's ambitions shall be glanced at, and after this let Caesar seat him sure, for he will shake him, or worse days endure.
He exits. Scene 3. There is thunder and lightning. Casca and Cicero enter.
Good evening, Casca. Brought you Caesar home? Why are you breathless? And why stare you so?
Are you not moved when all the sway of the earth shakes like a thing unfirm? Either there is a civil strife in heaven, or else the world, too saucy with the gods, incenses them to send destruction.
Why saw you anything more wonderful?
A common slave, you know him well by sight, held up his left hand, which did flame and burn, like 20 torches joined, and yet his hand, not sensible of fire, remained unscorched. Besides, I had not since put up my sword, against the girdle I met the lion, who glazed upon me and went surly by, without knowing me. And there were drawn upon a heap 100 ghastly women, transformed with their fear, who swore they saw men, all in fire, walk up and down the streets. And yesterday the bird of the night did sit, even at noonday, upon the marketplace, hooting and shrieking, when prodigies do so conjointly meet. Let not men say, these are their reasons, they are unnatural. For I believe that they're pretentious things, unto the climate that they point upon.
Indeed, it is a strange disposed time, but men may construe things after their fashion, clean from the purpose of the things themselves. Come, Caesar, to the Capitol tomorrow.
He doth, for he did bid Antonius send word to you that he would be there tomorrow.
Good night then, Casca. The disturbed sky is not to walk in.
Farewell, Cicero.
Cicero exits, and Cassius enters.
Who's there?
A Roman.
Casca, by your voice.
Yours good, Cassius. What night is this?
A very pleasing night to honest men.
Whoever knew the heavens meant so?
Those that have known the earth so full of faults. For my part, I have walked about the streets, submitting me unto the perilous night, and thus unembraced. Casca.
But wherefore did you so much tempt the heavens? It is the part of men to fear and tremble, when the most mighty gods by token send such dreadful arrows to astonish us.
You are dull, Casca. In those parts of life that should be in a Roman, you do want, or else you use not. But if you would consider the true cause, why all these fires, why all these gliding ghosts, why birds and beasts from quality and kind, why old men, fools, and children calculate, why all these things change from their ordinance, their nature and performed faculties, to monstrous quality. Why you shall find that heaven hath infused them with these spirits, to make them instruments of fear and warning, unto some monstrous state.
'Tis Caesar that you mean, is it not, Cassius?
Let it be who it is, for Romans now have the through and limbs like to their ancestors. But woe the while our fathers' minds are dead, and we are governed with our mother spirits. Our yoke in sufferance show us womanish.
Indeed, they say the senators tomorrow mean to establish Caesar as king, and he shall wear his crown by sea and land in every place save here in Italy.
I know where I will wear this dangerous dagger then. Therein, you gods, you make the weak most strong. Wherein, you gods, you tyrants do defeat.
So can I. So every bondman in his own hand bears the power to cancel his captivity.
And why should Caesar be a tyrant then? Poor man, I know he would not be a rule, but that he sees the Romans are but sheep. He were no lion. There were not Romans hind. Those that with haste will be begin in with weak straws. What trash is Rome, what rubbish and what offal, when it serves for the base matter to illuminate so vile a thing as Caesar. But, O grief, what hast thou led me? I perhaps speak this before a willing bondman. Then I know my answers must be made, but I am armed, and daggers are to be indifferent.
You speak to Casca and to such a man, and there is no fleering telltale. Hold my hand.
They shake hands.
Be factitious, forerunneress of all these griefs, and I'll set this foot of mine as far as who goes farthest.
There is a bargain made. And know you, Casca, I have moved already some certain of the noblest minded Romans to undergo with me an enterprise of honorable dangerous consequence. And I do know by this they stay for me in a Pompey's porch. For now this fearful night, this is no stir of or walking in the streets, and the complexion of the element in favors like the work we have in hand, most bloody, fiery, and most terrible.
Enter Cinna.
Stand close a while, for here comes one in haste.
'Tis Cinna. I do know him by his gait. He is a friend. Cinna, where haste you so?
To find out you. Who's that? Melius Cimber?
No, it is Casca. One incorporates to our attempts. Am I not stayed for Cinna?
I'm glad, Aunt. What fearful night this is. There's 2 or 3 of us have seen strange sights.
Am I not stayed for? Tell me.
Yes, you are, O Cassius, if you could. But win the noble Brutus to our party.
Be you content, good Cinna, take this paper, and look you lay it in the praetor's chair, where Brutus may find it, and throw this in at his window to set this up with wax upon old Brutus's statue. All this done, repair the Pompey's porch, where you shall find us. Is Decius Brutus and Trebonius here?
All but Metallicimber, and he's gone to seek you at your house. Well, I will hie, and so bestow these papers as you bade me.
That done, repair at Pompey's theater.
Cinna exits.
Come Casca, you and I, yet ere day, see Brutus at his house. 3 parts of him is ours already, and the main entire upon the next encounter yields him ours.
Oh, he sits high in all people's hearts, and that which would appear offense in us, his countenance, like the richest alchemy, will change to virtue and to worthiness.
Him and his worth, and our great need of him, you have right well considered. Let us go, for it is after midnight, and ere day we will awake him, and be sure of him.
And that concludes Act 1.